Hello, folks. Rever here with another episode of Gifts of the Caucasus. And we are quite literally just where we left off in the last episode, other than a couple days in real time. We are just barely getting... I said that the wrong way. We are almost done. We barely have any left on this field, which is kind of a relief because I've spent number of hours last 24 harvesting different things like that. And this means we will have plenty of potatoes. Question mark. Not potatoes, sugar beets. We're not going to get many more than we have now, but 358,000. So probably get this trailer load and a little portion of another one. That's going to be 380. So we're not going to plant sugar beets. I think we got enough of those. We'll see how it goes with the potatoes. That southern section of this field is probably a little bit smaller than this north section. Just a little bit too long. But if I did carrots and onions, I'd have an awful lot. So I think I have settled on just doing some canola. Planted in barley, and I think I'll keep barley, wheat, and rye thing going. By the time some of this barley gets harvested, I'll see how much I actually have. Just do that clean up the mess on this field. And so while I'm down here, it always speeds up at the very end. And then that's it. Let's do this. Close that. Close this. Let's do this put down. Let's see if we can clean up a bit of mess while we're up here in this end of the field. Chaff harvesting. Looked at. Oh geez. I guess I could have done this off camera. Like I said, it was quite literally stopped for a few minutes to take a break, but came right back, forgot where everybody was at. We dropped off. Chaff guy moving again. Sugar beets wrapped up. That's plan A for today. Plan B. Still got this guy down here selling silage. As you can see, he's blazing up. 304,000. I'm not sure when that. We had a bit of a delay, a little bit of a lack of chaff because of the crops we had chosen. Hop up ahead. Stop him so I'm not paying him. It's done. Yeah, so after we get done this harvesting, we'll get the planting done. Before it gets too late in the day, I'm going to go down and take some milk down to the milk factory. Second. We're already up to 110 or 101,000 milk, so it's pretty good. It's milking pretty well. I'm not sure how much it sells for, but all these places will accept it. I guess we'll just start wasting it. And that whole straw thing, I'm not sure I understand why it says 18,000 when I can put 52,000 in straw. It's not like cows are making straws. I would probably come back and get a slurry. I'll use that when I go to plant this field, which will be tomorrow evening. side of the hill. Looks like it to fall over. That is a pretty steep hill. It's more like a cliff. Having it stopped here is not a bad thing. The worst part of it. Not straight enough. Yes, not by much. Alright, well, I'm finding myself sitting here without a lot to say about what's going on. I guess there isn't that much excitement in chaff. Look at this guy, get him fired up, ready to go. Should be able to just pull him straight away. What's that do? Took off the mirror of that truck, but that's okay. Sometimes you take the mirror off of your farm center truck. Jump back over to this guy. And so I will clean up this field. I will continue my chaffing operation. And I will see you guys back in a few minutes. Well, the sugar beets are done. I doubted that. Didn't have too much more to clean up after we last left. To mention that just kind of realized something. Hopefully you guys will be able to hear me over the power washer. I have to speak up a little bit. But when I took a look at our maps, the only thing I have to harvest in the next growth cycle is that little bit of potatoes. And then of course the chaff, which never ends on this farm. It's my only hope of ever owning that much more. So, but in any event, we'll persevere. So I'm not going to really replant 18. I may do a little extra work on that. Maybe this episode, maybe the next. We'll see how it goes as far as timing. But at this point, you know, so we have 18. Wonder what that little line. Oh, that's the other line. 2 lines of trees. The one's just wider. Not sure if you guys can see that detailed or not. I've got some newer recording software, so things should, especially when we're in motion, should be a lot better. Certainly seem to be. So, really not that much work. We're going to have like a gap in time here in the next few hours. That should be nice. It seems like there's been a lot of hours put in on each one of these fields. And it would be kind of a relief in a sense to get out of that grind a little bit and be able to do some more interesting things. It's been a little while since we talked about the pricing at the grain mill and just the decision again. I've said it enough in other episodes. The decision to do this on hard. If you're a single person, it's just be ready for a grind. Definitely get your hours in. Like I said, 216 hours for me. And it's to the point where it's interfering with my real life responsibilities. So one of the reasons for these slightly shorter episodes. And the episodes may not be quite as dramatic. And I don't know, maybe you guys will enjoy it more, a little bit slower pace. You can see me do some things like clean up these vehicles. I do like I don't always clean the vehicles, so it depends on my mood, but I do like to put things back for the most part. So I want to just leave this guy right here attached because he'll be good for the potatoes. And then let me switch over to this guy. What I'll do in a lot of these situations is refuel whenever not every time, but I'll refuel when I wash the vehicles. So let's get this guy folded up. Just have to put the pipe in first. He doesn't fold up, does he? He just puts his pipe in. Good enough for me. I can live with that. Clean this stuff up. You know, one thing I've noticed is that it hasn't rained on this farm. And the reason I say that is because in my other map, one of the thoughts I have is, oh good, look, I don't have to clean anything, it's going to rain. Rain messed up some other things for me about the soil mob, but at the same time, I really honestly don't remember it raining on this map. If I look at the forecast while we're doing this, it's supposed to ice pellet at some point, but that's not the same thing. It's not actually moisture. Now, I question and hope that in Farm Sim 17, one of the areas I think wouldn't be that hard to improve would be this weather. I'm not sure if they expected something like the soil mod to come out or it counts on it, but just as a general statement, I think it would be nice that it wasn't going to ice pellet when it was 17 degrees Celsius. I know that's possible in thunderstorms. In fact, we just had a few thunderstorms roll by. Didn't hit my house, but we talked about sleet and all that kind of stuff for the possibility. And it is certainly warm here, probably 20-some degrees Celsius. High 80s for Fahrenheit. That's because it's been cloudy. It's been a hot streak for us here. Alright, there we go. Look at that, shiny and new. Now this tractor, not only do I kind of need him down. Well, I could take a little more or less need him down at the biogas to load up the chaff. I think that's going to happen. Just got to get done emptying before those potatoes grow. That's not hitting. Oh, come on. Ooh. 9 collisions. It wasn't hitting anything. I don't know if you guys can... now it's hitting. It's getting all flustered. Him down. Let's go check out how the silage place is doing. That's just what I have all my equipment attached. Just leave him down here. Chaff harvester needs me. Should stop. You'll never make it back up the other hill anyway. Back up the hill, I should say. This will definitely fit very well. This right here is life. Gifts of the Caucasus for me. Like I said, I really don't think it would be bad if you did it in easy mode or something. You know, with the added prices of all the crops being far higher, you know, they're like 4 times as much, I think, typically in the hard versus easy. Let's hop back in this guy, get ready to start him back up. Gas. Some extra chaff product, which is getting to be right where I want it, over 1 million. I don't know if I'm still over 1 million. At one point I had over 1 million. I did notice that my other silo number 1, that's furthest to the south, is about ready to go too, so I'll have two silage pits that are right, just a matter of getting them all unloaded. fast forwarding and watching some YouTube videos. So what the farm symbols are up to. One of the things I think I may do is start looking for another map. Not that I'm a glutton for punishment, but I've seen some people on American Outback, and I like this map enough. It's just become such a grind that I don't even know if I'm going to make it to the end, so to speak. Definitely not going to make it to what we call the end. Scooter Rio in his video, he's made it far further. He did it on easy mode, and did some things that I didn't. Not picking on him at all. Just making it to the end of this map's an accomplishment, I think. But certainly doing it on the hard mode was not the right choice, and that's probably the number one thing, is that there's just too much grind. And even if I was going to grind it in real life without doing a YouTube video on it, I think I would restart it as easy. So I think I'm going to continue to make episodes of this video, but I want to check out another map. I'd rather have a map that if I was going to grind and do the soil on it, I think I'll do whatever map in hard mode. And so anyway, I've seen some people doing American Outback, so probably even going to put a video up before this one. I may even try to live stream it tonight. This video will be out in a few days. This is Saturday night. It's 9 o'clock. I got some new recording software, so I'm going to try that out after I get done recording this episode. This guy set back up. Whatever it was we were doing. So that guy down. Back down. That's... Then we'll see if we got a vehicle. I think it's all the way down by because he doesn't hold barley. I think I still have that truck sitting all the way down by field 18. Bring him up and set him on selling some milk. I'm going to go take care of those few things, and once he's selling milk, I'll come back. Guys, I'm standing near my milk truck. Not sure if you remembered the episode where we made this course, but I remember having problems, so maybe we could check it out together, see what's happening. Come over here, hit nearest waypoint, set up to pick up milk. Just want to test to see if this still works. F5 or something. Yes, I did. Remember F5. Let's see what exactly this. Fast, doesn't it? But this is the kind of thing that I need to set up more of. Just when I get, if I get more fields, it's, you know, to have the time to do this. I know that I have this episode or this window, so maybe the next couple episodes here will be something get me out of the grind, like I said, with the next few hours. Set up some course play. Have some frustrating moments with that. You have water in there, don't you? How do we discharge that? X? No, that's lift tank. I don't want to lift it. I I thought there was a way to get rid of the water. Let's... Let's see, do the cows need any water, I hope? Ooh, right into the water fountain. Yeah, that's not the world's greatest place for it. Hopefully the cows need some water to get rid of this little bit in here. Great. Alright, see? For sure there was a way to get rid of this stuff. Gee. You can't even switch vehicles. I can't switch selections. Alright, let's go back and reset our experiment. See what it does here. He's making an all-out effort, isn't he, to get to that much weight. You know what? That's odd. I never saw him do that before. So let's try to get him started straighter. You saw him do it fine the last time. He does kind of hang up there with something. He hangs. What's he hit? Unless it's an unseen. He's doing fine at this point. Let's see if we'll actually fill up this time. See, I think one of the problems I had is I didn't go back far enough. I thought I did that time. Doesn't seem to have worked. But he had water in him, so looks very serious. He stops and gets milk. Very good. Now, if I remember right, it seemed like when he got down the other end is when we had the issue. So I'm going to keep the recording going in case anything exciting happens, but I'll probably chop it here. No, let's just keep it. I'll take that one. 25,000 liters at a pot. He's going to have to make quite a few trips a day, so if I have interest in making this work, which means we should see its factories. The dairy factory is not buying any milk. How about the other one is the bakery? The bakery is barely buying. Those are the only ones I remember. Go through real quick. Dairy factory. And back to the bakery. As far as the shops go, even the port that buys like everything else doesn't buy milk. Oh, by the way, we did sell, I sold that extra barley. So now we're up to having sold them 141,000. So we're getting there. don't quite have enough until one of those fields come right. And by the way, the issue I saw with that stopping there, it didn't stop again, so should be all good. Let's get rid of this, chaff. I think I'm gonna, let me go take care of this. Right into him, wake him up. Time to get good, buddy. Let's get, that should be enough to let him get around the corner. Here, septum. See what the milk dude does. Oh yeah, look, he sold a little bit of milk. Jump down to him because that's the real experiment of the hour, which is going to be here. See, so I set the course up so it went through the milk place. Yeah, and he sold a tiny bit. Let's check that out too. Factories, tools, dairy factory. Yep, 100%. It wasn't. They had a tiny bit. Bakery. Yeah, well, we'll fill them up with as much as we can. I guess that's all we can do. I'm not sure if we have to wait for the timing of it, which is, if that's true, then all the more reason to make sure this course plays goes, because if it needs to go at a certain time and I'm busy harvesting, having this all set up. So it's working fine. We're actually making a little bit of money. So it's milk pretty lucrative. No. 3,000. I guess it's, we got an awful lot of it in a short period of time, so. Next on the list of things to do. So the milk thing was, I don't want to say complete failure. It certainly was a proof of concept. But it would have been nice to go over here and get rid of some of that milk. I guess it probably took a couple of days to get there, so it's not a panic situation. We just have to keep an eye on it. All right. Well, there's our first. Well, not our first animal products. Like I said, I think I sold milk. I'm kind of interested to see how this guy started. That's what you get for not paying attention. I'll see you guys in a bit. Hello guys. I still have the guy out there harvesting chaff on field 13, but I thought we would come in here, and I've set up a sowing course play. That's cultivating course play. Get him to. I'm not sure why they need to do that, but I guess it's all part of the mechanism. So to speak. Implement down. Cultivator, but we'll get this all cultivated up, and at least that way it's ready to go. It's not like I was doing anything that much. Probably could even manually cultivate it, but been going at this for long enough. I figured enough's enough. And speaking of which, I'm going to probably call this an episode here. I will, get this field sowed or cultivated, and then we're going to wait until these potatoes are ready to go. As far as else, we have, the chaff operations still happening. And in the far distance there, you can see field 18 still has its windrow in it. So I will come back when I am ready to deal with the windrow and see if we can't make a bit more of a plan about the trees and plant some smaller trees. This guy's actually fairly close by. Yeah, I'm really wanting these little trees to grow. Like I said, I probably should have paid more attention to when I planted them, but they still haven't grown. So this is what I'm talking about down here. But we got our milk thing fail, and I figure I'll try to maybe, if these grow, I'll make an episode out of taking this chaff off the field and lining things up and all that stuff. But if they don't, that's okay too. There'll be something else to do on the farm. There always is. So once again, I hope you enjoyed the episode. I hope that you will tune in for another one. Take care of yourselves and have a good day. Bye-bye.